In the beginning, there was only a black world. It was a small, dark area surrounded by smoldering ash. Only wingless insects such as red ants, yellow beetles, black beetles, and white locusts inhabited this world. One day, the insects came together and decided that this black world was too small, dark, and uncomfortable for them, so they decided it was time to find a new world. Since they were surrounded by fire, they decided to attach wings to their bodies and fly upwards to the ceiling of this world. As they flew towards the ceiling, they discovered a tiny crack where a small amount of blue light was shining through. They went through the crack and discovered the second world, or blue world. It was much more pleasant than the black world and had plenty of space for them. Soon, though, they were encountered by 4 great birds: the white crane, the blue heron, the yellow loon, and the black loon. The birds exclaimed, "This is our land. You must leave immediately." The insects convinced the birds that they would not impede on their land or take any of their food, so the birds allowed them to stay under the condition that they never bother the birds. As time passed, the insects' numbers grew and grew and grew, until once again there was not enough space for them to live or food for them to eat. So they ventured out to where the birds were to see if they had any food. When the birds saw the swarm of insects coming their way, they brought together all of the birds in the world and fought the insects to keep their food safe. The birds won the battle, and surviving insects realized that they must move on to another world. Soon they found the third world, or the yellow world. This was the largest and brightest yet, and it was filled with animals and human beings. In this world, there was enough food for all the different people, animals, and insects. All of the creatures in this world had the teeth, claws, feet, and wings of insects. Human beings, however, were able to remove their wings. One autumn, 4 gods, white body, blue body, yellow body, and black body, appeared before the creatures for 4 consecutive days. On the 4th day, the black body remained and told the people that the gods wanted to create people who looked just like they did. After 12 days, the gods returned, and using buckskin and 2 ears of corn, they created the first people, using life from the winds. For many years, the people lived together happily, but once again, they ran out of space and food as their numbers grew. The first people decided to bring together leaders from the 4 corners of the world to pick up a leader to solve their problem. From the west came the mountain people, who said that the mountain lion, who was strong and wise, should lead. From the east came the plains people, who said the wolf, who was strong and clever, should lead. From the south came the valley people, who said the bluebird, who was wise and kind, should lead. From the north came the forest people, who said the hummingbird, who was swift and just, should lead. The people could not decide between the 4 creatures, so they sent them all home to bring back something that would be the most helpful. Wolf returned first, dressed in all white, and brought white corn and a white gourd rain rattle. Next, the bluebird came, all dressed in blue, and brought a stalk of blue corn and blue turquoise rattle in his hand. The lion then came dressed in yellow and brought yellow corn and a jasper rattle. Finally, the hummingbird arrived, dressed in the colors of the northern lights, and brought multicolored corn and an abalone shell bowl of colored beans in his hands. The people decided that they actually needed the gifts from all four creatures. So they decided to create a leadership council with all four as members. Finding a leader, however, did not solve their lack of food and space issue, so they decided once again they must move on to the next world. The first people found the fourth world, or the black and white world, and to their surprise found humans already inhabiting that world. First man and first woman taught people how to live in the fourth world and how to plant their corn and beans, as well as how to build pueblos. One day, two mighty dust storms appeared, and the one from the north brought the lazy, trick-playing coyote, and the one from the south brought the industrious and determined badger. One day, the coyote met the water monster and asked him to play a game of chance with him. Coyote, of course, cheated and took everything the water monster had, including his fur coat. Inside the fur coat, the coyote found the water monster's two sleeping babies. When the water monster found out that Coyote had stolen his babies, he decided to destroy the entire fourth world. He opened up all the dams in the world and began to flood everything. Turkey, who was the pet of first man and first woman, was the first to see the flood coming, and when he told the people, they decided they had to leave at once in search of a new world. They gathered food and supplies and headed towards the mountain. One man from each of the 32 tribes stood in a circle, and each planted a bamboo seed. On the fifth day, each of the bamboo shoots joined together, creating one giant bamboo shoot. The people carved a door in the bamboo shoot and used ladders to climb to the top. As the waters climbed up the mountain and then up the bamboo shoot, the people were forced to climb higher and higher. Finally, they reached the top of the chute, and locusts poked a hole in the sky, and they made their way to the fifth world. The angry waters from the fourth world came to the top of the bamboo chute and began to form a lake in the fifth world. First man and first woman knew Coyote must be to blame for the angry water monster, and they went to find him and discovered the water monster's babies. They decided to place the coat and the babies into the boat and sent the boat to the middle of the lake. Soon, the people saw a huge blue bubble floating in the lake, and then, all of a sudden, the bubble burst, and the boat with the babies had disappeared. From that moment on, the water monster never bothered the people of the fifth and final world ever again.